Well, new allegations are astonishing here. They are some of the most elite warriors, the Navy SEALs, and their training is extreme and intense. Well, now after the death of one of its recruits, the New York Times is reporting on a both dangerous and sometimes deadly training culture that involves brutality, even drugs. Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz with more.
Stunning allegations rocking one of the most elite military units in the world, the Navy SEALs. A New York Times investigation finding widespread use of performance-enhancing drugs among SEAL trainees determined to make the cut to become one of the few to make it through the SEAL selection. According to the Times, a Navy investigation into the death of a SEAL recruit in February concluded about 40 candidates had either tested positive or had admitted using steroids or other drugs in violation of Navy regulations. The findings coming to light after Kyle Mullen, a 24-year-old SEAL candidate, died hours after completing the SEAL's infamous Hell Week in February.
I said that the Navy was going to kill him, and it's unfortunate. I really did say that, and that's what happened.
According to the Times, the Navy reportedly found evidence that Mullen was possibly using drugs, saying they discovered syringes and performance-enhancing drugs in his car. His mother, Regina, says Kyle considered taking steroids, but is adamant that he never did, saying she believes they belonged to others with whom he was hanging out.
We found out about the men doing steroids and HGH. And I was not happy about that, of course. And he said that he felt that he may have to do it to get through Hell Week. And apparently he talked to his brother, and his brother told him that he never had to do that before in his life. Why start now? And if others could get through it without it, he should be able to too. He was a natural athlete.
Mullen's autopsy, performed by a U.S. military medical examiner, showed no signs of drugs in his system at the time of his death, citing the cause of death as bacterial pneumonia. Mullen was seen coughing up blood and repeatedly receiving oxygen throughout the week after grueling training meant to push candidates to their mental and physical limits. His mother says he was abandoned at his weakest moment right after Hell Week was complete.
Ultimately, if he would have been sent to the ER or hospital right when he secured Hell Week Friday morning, he'd be alive today.
And you can have every conversation in the world and debate about the training and what people are calling torture and everything else, but at the end of the day, they didn't give Kyle the basic medical care. And that's what this is all about, and that needs to change now.
As the Navy carries out its investigation, demand for answers growing over whether SEAL training goes too far and whether some of those who strive to join that elite unit will do anything to survive the test.
The moral, the character, and the leadership traits, as important as having a super athlete, it's as important to have a sounded moral person on the battlefield.
Now the question, like Martha said, does it go too far? Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz joining us now. So Martha, is there enough accountability for the Navy personnel in charge of Hell Week? Could Mullen's death and this New York Times report lead to any changes and answer a number of the questions you pose in your piece?
I think it will, Kira. There is supposed to be a Navy report this fall. It will look into medical procedures. It will look into safety protocols. And it will also look into these enhancement drugs and how many candidates are using those kind of drugs or were using those kind of drugs at the time.
So the Navy is now investigating all of this, of course. Was there any disciplinary action, Martha, for those 40 or so trainees who actually tested positive or even admitted to using steroids or other drugs to try to get through this training?
We actually don't know the answer to that, Kira, but I cannot imagine that those people will be Navy SEALs. I mean, this is a very serious problem. If you're using that kind of drug to enhance your performance and try to get through SEAL training, it means you really couldn't get through it without it. So I'm sure those people are not right now graduating from any sort of SEAL course.
You also pointed out that the Navy is saying that it found syringes, performance-enhancing drugs in Kyle's car, but the autopsy showed no signs of performance-enhancing drugs in his system. That's important to point out. If he had been taking steroids or human growth hormone of any type, could that somehow have contributed to the pneumonia that ultimately killed him?
Well, the Navy is not tying his death to those drugs if he, in fact, was taking those drugs, which we really don't know. They're not tying his death to that in any way. They're just saying, going off the autopsy, saying it was that bacterial pneumonia. But what they really are looking at is Kyle Mullen was coughing up blood all week. He was repeatedly given oxygen, as we said, and the medics let him continue. And there's also a protocol for afterwards, when they go to a hotel, call a Navy doctor. Well, his friends who found him in distress and dead tried to call the Navy doctor, they say, according to this Times article, and no one answered. And then they called a civilian ambulance. But this was truly just hours after he completed this course, and they're all left on their own. Another SEAL candidate was intubated, who was also in that same class. So this is a very serious problem. It's not one they have in other special forces. In the Delta Force, they have lost candidates in the past, but not nearly the same number as these Navy SEAL units.
Yeah, clearly something has to change. Martha Raddatz, thanks so much, Martha.
You bet, Kara.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.